What's up, guys? So you're still awake. Five people at least still awake. Early there, huh? Where you at, Daniel? Strong hot shot. I'll be up your way next week. Be headed towards Dayton. I'll get as far as Dayton so far, anyway. Yeah. What's up, Jesse? Brad. Home in West Virginia, North Carolina, Ontario. So nothing. I don't have no specific subject. This will just kind of be like a take it as it goes. Loads on top of loads. It's looked that way. It's looked that way for me this week, but man, I've had so much fall apart. You ever had one of those weeks to where you almost just feel like you don't know what you're doing? It's like you think you got it licked, and then just out of nowhere, everything falls apart. Then you start to recover, and you make mistakes in planning because you're trying to recover and trying to keep the loads you got without having to move those, and then brokers fall through, and it's just it sucks. It sucks so bad. Parked right outside of Mobile, Horse Cave. Oh, you're at that Loves and Horse Cave. I think that's all there is up there. Oh yeah. No, I'm not freaking out. It's just man, I just didn't need it this week. It's always when I don't know. I lined this all up to do, you know, I had a plan. I had a plan this week and it did not happen. And it just sucks. It's hard. Direct connect, DM. I'll get a hold of you, man. You're on Instagram, right? All right, I'm gonna be drinking coffee in here. I really don't care today. Las Vegas. Yeah. I'll get a hold of you, man. I mean tears. Biggest hot shot loser. That'd have been me. Still kicking his shenanigans. I know there's some work I need done up there on this trailer. Need to straighten a couple things out. Everybody has a plan to get punched in the mouth. Yeah, I got kicked in the mouth this week. Not cool. Happens though. Just gotta roll with it. Make the best of it. So what sucks is I'm like 2 hours from the house. Didn't do anything today. All I did was waste half a fuel tank. That's it. I had two loads. One canceled and one fell through. With the two cars that I've already got on here. So I was really just kind of playing with one slot in the back and could not make it happen. It sucked so bad. And it was the thing that sucked about it the most is that I was so close to home. I should have just went to the house, but I didn't. Try to feel it out and make it work, and all falls through anyways. A lot of people still up. That's crazy. You guys got to work tomorrow, or you can't sleep like me. Military run me. I sleep about 5 hours a night. That's about my max. Where am I at? I am in Nashville, actually east of Nashville, by Mount Juliet. I got two to drop in the morning and two to pick up over at Odessa and Old Hickory, and I'm going home. And I'll spend one day at the house. I've actually got a car to pick up where I live in Murray, and with the two, I drop these two tomorrow, pick up two, and go pick up the third one there, and I'll be headed to Ohio next week. and hopefully just leave this week behind me. Doing a reset in Charlotte. Yeah, that's the plan, Jeffrey. Go home and flush the old system out. Hit it fresh Monday. Honest about the downs as well as the goods. Man, it's not really. I mean, it is honesty, but it's just the transparency. I mean, it's just. But I don't understand some of these channels that are just it's just it's like it's high, riding high every day. It's just it's stupid. That's not how it is. I mean, this is realistic. Yeah. Video idea. What's a reset? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why you need 34 hours off to feel better the next day, but whatever. What do I know? It's laws made by people that regulate the job that they've never done. Watching Christmas movies at home. I appreciate that, Air Force. It's you got to have. It's got to be a collective of everything. This is a channel about this industry, man. This is what it is. So, DT videos. Yeah, I don't know why, man. I talked to him. We were setting up some stuff with some hats, and I was talking to him. And what's up, Robert? I was talking to him, and we started talking about YouTube and everything like that. And he said that he was going to start, kick the channel back up and slowly release it one at a time and kind of fall into like what he's doing now. And then he uploaded like 5 of the videos and then just quit. I don't know why he did that. I haven't talked to Josh since then. Um, I think he posted like I think he tried to sell his camper on there. It's like the next video on there. It's kind of weird. Stop running ELD. Took the personal name. Yeah, Daniel, are you've got the just the flatbed pickup? Yeah, when stupid truck drivers make more than they do. Yeah, yeah. That's a good idea. Yeah, I would assume that you probably stay pretty local with something that small. Fleet Transport, Ohio. Yep. Yeah, I'll be headed that way. I'll be up there. I'll be in the Cincinnati area Monday and the Dayton area. Hopefully later Monday. We'll see. I don't know if you guys. I don't know if everybody knows by now. You should, but a truck crashed a few weeks ago. Now it has been a truck crashed right there on the bridge, the main bridge in Cincinnati, and apparently caught on fire. And I don't think anybody died or was injured in that, but it I guess destroyed the bridge. And now the amazing bypass that was so freaking handy around Cincinnati is just you can't even. It's I don't know. It's just terrible. And I know a guy that's actually got he had a pretty good lane established there between like the central Ohio and central Kentucky area, and it's just really beat up his revenue too. Um, yeah, Robert, buy some mountains. No, I don't need any mountains. Rich for sale. Any regrets doing car yet, Fritz? I don't know. No, I mean regrets with the cars, not so much. I still do like it more than freight, but I haven't released a video yet. I haven't put anything together. I honestly haven't had time. Um, that's the biggest thing that I've noticed about going with the cars. and that would get into a whole other subject about like factoring versus invoicing and all that. Because I haven't factored anything since I switched to cars. Most of it's COD. Well, most of it was COD. It seems like I'm having to invoice and wait for my money a lot more now, and the money's stacking up, and the outstanding invoices are stacking up, and there's thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars that I don't have, that I have ran, and um, it's stressful because there's so much money outstanding, and that's why with all the work I have to put into invoicing and tracking and keeping up with all that, like I mean properly, it's almost worth 3% to give to somebody else to mess with all that crap. It really is, because it is a whole nother job. Um, Me pushing some content today. I needed to do something. I mean, my channel's dying. I just, like I said, I don't have time. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I want to put out, and I've just been I've been busy every day. I'm on the phone all day. Actually had to get off the phone to get on here. Um, it just don't stop. Doing everything on your own. It's only 7 there. We're 2 hours behind. Okay, so you're on Pacific time. KO. Busy and hard to have time film. Yeah, yeah. I mean, especially for quality and stuff like that. I know these lives suck, and they run long, and I know not a lot of people watch them and stuff like that. But just making face, seeing what you guys are up to, seeing getting some ideas for what you want to know about, because um, I can't read minds, and there's a lot of stuff that I just don't think about. Delivering in Dolphin Island, I went there a lot. I used to deliver the WalMarts down there. Beach, go. Landstar, switch everything. Oh, Outlaw, you running Landstar? It's done hot shotting. I know that it is rough, man. It really is rough. I mean, that's the biggest misconception, is that this is easy. And I've tried to. I know that a few people have. I mean, you can sit here and say that this isn't for lazy people and this isn't easy and all that, and then you got fucking cartoon characters like Alex out there making it look like this is just a big fun time, happy thing, and it's not. And actually, I don't know why it bugs me so much, but I'm kind of getting tired of that personally. Is booking cars easy for me? Um, Piecing them together, it yes and no. Um, Putting everything together, uh, idealistically, and like especially like just looking, it's like, okay, here's a few things when you're searching an area. It's good to it's really easy to kind of like start finding directions, but then to make those all happen, it's like it comes down to the same thing that it comes down to with freight. Like you got you got certain brokers that you can't deal with. You got certain brokers that really shouldn't even be on the load board, and because I mean they're not even. You got people trying to push loads and move freight or cars that don't even have the freight or cars to move, and it turns into this whole thing to where the phone call ends with "I'll call you back," and that never happens. So it's frustrating, especially if you're trying to line up three things, and number one is that, and then you call number two, and then they don't want to hold anything for you to wait around number one. You know what I mean? It's like, and that's the thing too, when people are talking about, oh, there's all kinds of good paying freight on the board. There may be, but how much of it can you actually take? And yeah, the things look good, and it's easy for stuff to look good, but it's when it comes down to pulling triggers on stuff, there's more to it than you can explain, because it is case by case, and it's day by day, and I know what I'm doing. And this week, there was probably people in their first week that made as much as I did this week. I'll guarantee it. And that's how it falls. I've always said that. I mean, this is not, it's, skill is it's a very small portion of this. It's just timing and luck are it. I mean, it's two of the big three factors right there. It really is. A lot more loads for vans. I don't really, I mean, I don't even have truck stop anymore. I got rid of it. Um, I haven't even been looking. You ever say why I left trucking? I could just I could basically, the whole trucking thing was that I never got to a point to where I had a lane consistency, and it was just always rolling the dice every week out, every single week out, and that you can't do that. Not with the trucks that I had. You know, I had the newer trucks. I tried the lease thing when I first started all that, and I just I always wanted more, and I would take those moves, you know, and they were calculated and everything, but it never panned out. And the maintenance lost me big on the one. That's why, like with the used truck, when I had a used truck, it wasn't even super used. It was like it had 90K on it when I got it, and it was a year and a half old, and the warranty was out on it, and the sensors behind the turbo started running out, and these technicians anymore, you know, you can't call them mechanics really. I mean, they're sensor chasers, and in those engines there's so many sensors on the newer trucks that, I mean, there could be, you could go through, and they start on the first sensor in the chain, and that's what happens. They hand you the keys. No, you hand them like $1,900. They hand you your keys, and they're like, see if that works, and it doesn't, and 5 days later you're back. And it's a good way. I went through about 30K in my maintenance fund before I had to stop the bleeding, and it actually bankrupted me because I didn't stop the bleeding soon enough. But that was my fault. You know, you don't want to give up. You know, you don't want to accept defeat, I guess, and that's what got me out of trucking. Comments are exciting. I got to scroll up. Hang on, people. Ranting there. We even done watching Alex. Me and my wife were just talking about that. Yeah, thought me and Alex were tight. No, not at all. We're two totally different people. Another funny one today. Yeah, I figured I'd give you guys something for the people that actually follow me anyway. I got a lot of thumbs down on it, so whatever. You know, excuse me for doing something I wanted to do on my channel. My bad. People fire off the drama, shenanigans somebody's got to put on. Yeah. Oh, people are tired of it. Yeah. Yeah, we do. 60 brokers that have gone out of business. Good. Issues using a single axle instead of a dually. ACU. Sorry. Um, what are you running? What's your setup, and what are you planning to haul? You never go back. Yeah, you know, 101 ways to screw up your truck. It's called Toe Piglet. It's kind of rough for me when I started. Luckily for me, my pops was a trucker. Yeah, yeah. Word of mouth. Like, questions. Ask questions and talk to the people that know. Would I do 5 cars? Dave and myself actually talked about that last night. I called in on his thing he was doing while I was driving in at night, and I wanted to get his I wanted to get his opinion on stuff because he's done cars a lot more than me. You know, I've do I have more time in the industry as him? Yes, but I'm not willing. You know, I'm not too proud or anything like that. I mean, I'm humble enough to actually. There are people that know more than me, and tenure and subs and all that stupid crap has nothing to do with someone else's advice or way of thinking or outside eyes. I mean, there's all kinds of things you can go by, and grabbing knowledge from anything is a way to go. So for the Mini Five, I actually asked him about that, and he brought up a good point, and it is that it is so compact, and it's the same thing for the I think it's an Easy Four. It's so compact that you're really limited to cars because like where the upper deck meets the lower, you're not fitting a truck or a van or a like an Escalade or anything under there. It's going to be limited. You've got the capacity as far as spots go, but you're still restricted. So that's something to keep in mind there. And you got to think about weight too. Um, let's say like your typical car is going to weigh like 35 to 4,000 pounds. Um, I mean, you get on the heavy side of like the larger, like, 4-door sedans and stuff like that. I mean, you're looking at 20K on top of what the trailer weighs. So, that's a big that you're pushing a lot of weight at that point. And I think you're gonna need the truck to do it. And the thing about it is that with that weight, and Dave brought up another good point about that. And I believe the axles are the same. There's not a ton of difference between the 3500 and the 4500, but with the 5500, your brakes are bigger, your axles bigger. Everything is set up for really, really, really more weight. Whereas the 3500 and the 4500 or 350, 450, there there's a lot. There's not that big of a difference. So with the um with the extra weight behind you, you got to think about what kind of force you're putting on that vehicle. And my honest opinion that I was wondering if Dave would say last night is that I think that when you start 5 and up, you need either a single axle or a that's where you start jumping into semi range. Honestly, when your capacity gets to that level, I don't think it's for a pickup. Do I still have the rental? Yes, I do. And I had another fun conversation with Enterprise today that I'm not going to get into. So, oh, if I just have money to burn. Ain't worried about me. I took a week to post. Yeah, like I said, I mean, there was a holiday too. I'm not going to ignore my family to make YouTube videos. Um, you don't watch Hot Shot. He didn't blow it up. It's like half a dozen for him. He didn't blow this one up. He actually jackknifed this one, hydroplaned in the rain, and just did I think much structural, but a lot of cosmetic damage. Well, I mean structurally to the sleeper, which on those models he had, the reason it was such a big deal is because that cabin sleeper is one piece, so beat it up pretty good. So with my last video, I don't know, just being stupid. I didn't have anything really specific to talk about, not enough time to put out a video, so I figured I'd just talk about the ones I watched this week while it fell apart. Did somebody ask about tarps? What tarps? Yeah, that's a heavy line hot shot. 28 by 8 with 6. I do the oh I did the math on it. The 20-footer that is 6 foot drop, but it's 20 foot. But you don't want to get you don't want like the lumber flaps. You want like a machinery tarp with the D rings all around, because that way you can do, I think it's 24 by 20. Yeah, 24 by 20. Um, that way you've got a 24-foot, 6-foot drop, or you can flip it sideways and you've got a 20-foot, 8-foot drop. So you could cover anything you want to. And I would get two for a 40-foot trailer. But in all reality, I'd probably try. It seemed like it was very rare with hot shot, more so on semi. I was actually using both tarps at full length for 48 foot, 224s. Um, but I think if I had it to do again, I would probably invest a little bit more money and get yourself like a 12-foot tarp, because most of the stuff that you book sometimes, especially with partials, you only got to tarp one piece. And usually, if it's less than 20 foot, it kind of sucks having to play with all that slack, especially on like an 8-foot piece where you're having to like fold up and tuck, 16 foot of tarp. Sucks. But yeah, I would definitely be able to. I wouldn't go less than 6-foot drops, but I would be able to be capable of eights. Because I didn't have that on my truck. That was my next purchase before I got this thing, the car trailer. Yeah, tarps with 3 rungs. Yeah, each rung is a 2-foot panel. So yeah, that'd be a 6-foot. In Ohio yet? No, I'll be in Ohio Monday. Staying warm. Oh yeah, I'm good. It's not too bad. It's 42 here, but truck's doing a regen right now, so it's still steep. Yeah, front end turning radius, yeah, which is amazing on the 450. Enterprise not saying new rental clients. Um, I think they just kind of put the brakes on everything, but they are getting new trucks in, probably right at the first of the year. And from what everything that I've heard, it's a massive Ram shipment. I think that Rams pulling through before Ford right now. Ford's more versatile than people think for triple axle sub. Yeah, they do. They really do. Um, I don't like this. I don't like this trailer's axle setup at all. It's I've got the triple axles. I don't like it. Last video will be a classic for all time. Yeah, maybe I'll just start doing a weekly breakdown. Shit, that was easy. It took me like what was that? It took me like 3 minutes to record that. What was that? Hey, hi, drunk Paul. What taking so far this week has been tart. It's that time of year, man. You start running anything up north, it just seems like once you get past Illinois or like basically the I-70 line, it's all tarp. It doesn't even matter. Poking the bear or the speaking of tarps, the biggest website. Yeah, give him more money. He needs it. Regen, what's that? Right? I think Enterprise would frown on deleting this truck. Cold here in Ohio. I'm ready for it. I got my flannel line pants on so the wind can't touch me. These things are amazing. Hard to get loads locally on Central Dispatch with the new DOT. No, and you'll find out that locally means a whole new thing with cars than it does freight. There's cars everywhere. Um, there's only a few carriers that require, and they're big ones like Cars Arrive, United Road. They both require 6 months. I think Cars Arrive requires 20 positive reviews, like 80% positive. And There's a couple of places like Blue Star Movers is one of them, and another one was like Accelerated something. They require 2 years, but for the most part, it doesn't matter. It does not matter at all. It's a whole lot less stringent than freight on that 90-day mark was a big deal on the load boards for like truck stop. Uh, Triples don't like to turn. No, it looks like they're gonna fold now. Surprised they can get trucks. Our dealers in the LA are out of many trucks. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that any dealership would want to, or any manufacturer would want to fulfill a place like Enterprise's orders. They're bought and paid for, and they're not on a floor plan like a dealership is. I mean, you'd think they'd be pumping them out to places like Enterprise, buying massive amounts of vehicles up front. What do I know? Had a little trouble in Texas. We can't say anything. Oh man. Yeah, I haven't dabbled in Texas. I went out to Oklahoma this week, but I haven't messed with Texas in the car game just yet because just this week I wasn't ready to get hung down there if I needed to, because I know that Texas is like its own country with freight. I mean, you could run inside that state for weeks. Uh, it's hard to get out for a good rate sometimes, but you can run like Austin to Houston and back to Dallas and out to Desert Midland and just keep rolling around. Great big triangle. Texas been slow. What's up, Cowboy Johnny Driver? Stay loaded. I'm trying. I'm 2/3 right now. I'll swap these two for another two tomorrow. Independent dealers don't look at anything. They want the car as fast as possible. And a lot of places too. The strong hot shot. That's Derek. Um, they're with a lot of these auction cars. If the car isn't off that lot in five days, 7 days, sometimes they actually they start to get charged a lot fee. And I think if it's not gone within 7 days after it starts getting charged, they actually tow it out. So, so a lot of times, if you can wait until that fourth or fifth day, you can usually watch the price shoot up in just a matter of a couple of hours because they need it gone that bad. Miss Running Cars had a bundle of drive up and dropped off my trailers. Uh, you run auxiliary tank with Enterprise? Yes, but you have to put it in yourself, and it needs to be an electric pump style. You can't gravity feed to the tank because they don't want you drilling holes inside the bed. But yeah, you can put it in there. I mean, besides, there's usually what three spring loaded bolt holes to hold it into the bed. I mean, if you just like poly those, or even just buy those aftermarket, the the little like plastic caps or whatever, just drill it out to whatever size that is and pop the cap in there. It'll look factory. They won't say nothing. Enterprise care or penalize you for damage caused by the auxiliary tank gooseneck setup. No, no, they said they don't even line these beds. They said that the wear and tear in the bed, as long as it's not dented or has holes in it, you'll be fine. Because I'm pretty sure that when they get these back, they just do like a spray and bed liner to cover up all that fun goodness that goes on with these chains and stuff back there. Like all around where the rails are for this truck, it's down to the metal from where my chains are just rubbing around down there. So I mean, yeah, no, they expect that. They're not worried about that. Flatbed basic. I pick up much out of Lexington. I don't. Um, I wouldn't be opposed to it though. I know there's a lot going on right there, and it seems like I can't outside of actually being in Lexington. It seems like it's from where I'm at, coming from the south up. Sometimes it just makes more sense to go somewhere else. But if I can ever wind up in Lexington, I like being around there because there's usually you can go a lot of directions out of there, and it usually pays pretty well. Still have a flatbed trailer. Be willing to rent or lease out. Me, I don't know. I might start pulling it if I can't make more money with cars. uh, yeah. There you go. Sergeant Shields got some money for you guys. His strong shot hot shot didn't make the last rant video. But it's a good thing. What did watch what was the video? Damn it. It's oh yeah, the no trailer, no, well you're doing some power only on that. Those are good numbers, especially in the Amazon aspect. I did that when I think it was the first year they did that, and I was actually with Josh Dowden. We killed it on Amazon. I just absolutely killed it up until December 26th. Then it just fell through the ground. It's like all the loads went away, all the overage anyway. It was pretty sweet. But yeah, you can make some good money with Amazon there for a couple months. You winch them up the wedge. Yeah, I don't have a track on here or anything to keep it stable, but I don't know. Gonna get Alex and just bungee cord them down or something. James Stafford, how are we doing? Doing okay. Fine. I've had my bad week and my bad day. Now I've got coffee to, sleep with or whatever. Truck stop in New Mexico for the weekend. Ooh, might be here next time you're in Lexington. Yeah. Make sure this guy don't hit me over. Oh, he's about to. I think Enterprise is a good deal, but I think I'll build a truck. Yeah. Um, I think Enterprise has its place in the game. Um, I'm not so sure that it's a good long term idea, but they definitely have their place. So South Texas hot shot. The crisscross chains. I've had different DOTs tell me to and not to. Um, it depends. I've heard of that. I've only the only rule that I've heard of when I was doing it is that's where when you were hauling a suicide coil, you used to have to cross an X in the center and then put your horseshoes on each side of it, and then they did away with that. Now, actually, I think it was a shotgun coil, but they did away with that to where you couldn't do a cross inside a coil anymore. But that's the only thing I've ever heard of. I still cross chain all the time. I actually got a level 1 inspection with a vehicle cross chain. It's I don't know why you wouldn't be able to. That just doesn't make sense to me because that's the way that you keep from splitting your actual load because the load rating when you go same side to same side, and sometimes you have to do it for clearance too, but same side to same side cuts down your working load limit technically. But if you were to cross one side to the other side of the trailer, it gives you all the working load limit. I don't know, it's stupid, but that's what it does. Amazon, that was all semi. Yes, yeah, it's power only. You're just pulling and dropping their van trailers. Today, edit videos. All right. Have a good one, Heavy Line. Amazon News. feel like I missed a lot reading the comments. I don't know. I'm just talking. Medium duty semi versus truck. You talking like a Freightliner M2? Any more thought on some merch? Uh, not really. Um, I want to come up. I need some time to come up with some designs. I've actually been thinking about. This is I don't know this. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of do something, play with the logo a little bit. Um, I don't know. It's I might be able to drum up a few things, but yeah, it just comes down to time, honestly. Um, yeah, the M2. For what one of those costs, honestly, man, you're not really you're not gaining a ton out of a truck that you wouldn't be getting with a semi, and you're not really getting more than a semi because you still got all the semi issues. You know, all your tires and stuff like that. You're still getting into that aspect, and I don't know. It just seems like for the price point of those things. It's really not a middle game because like those M2, the sport chassis or whatever they are, they cost just as much as a full blown truck. But I mean, it gives you a ton more weight capacity. So I mean, it the medium duty semi versus a truck. I mean, you'll be able to haul more of what you've got. So essentially, if you still play the partial game, um, you'll you'll basically be, you know, you'll be in the fight there. I think you'll be able to do more. Now, will it cost? Is it cost effective? I'm not really sure. Looking to use one. 150K is not much on one of those. Uh, why don't I drive semis? Because I don't feel like paying for them anymore. Otherwise, for cricket, she can make merchandise for you. I have them. That's what I did the window decals with. Person make good money hauling cars. Yeah, and you can go out of business just as fast. I remember Danny mentioning not to cross change because DOT didn't like it. Yeah, I cross chains. I don't know. That's what it. That's how I was taught, and that's how I do it, and that's how I've never gotten shut down or put out of service ever. So I don't understand who's been told that. I was never told that. So I'm out. Enjoy the rain. Hopefully you don't have to bend over so much this week. Yeah, right. See you, Paul. Have a good night, man. Uh, a short wheelbase F650. Um, I I'm not really sure. Like I said, I think when you start getting into stuff like that, your price point because that's the nice thing about it, right? Okay, when you start looking at like the M2 and like a single or standard Class 8 truck, you've got a certain price point that costs up front, that it costs to maintain, that it costs to service, and the good thing about the hotshot setup is what it pulls away from all that. The cost to maintain, and if Dave's watching, I know you're going to say something, but anyway, the cost to maintain is lower, the cost to service is lower. You can do a lot of the maintenance yourself, and the price point up front is lower. So when you start getting into that middle area, it's you're kind of straddling the fence. So it's either you really need to be on one side or the other. Honestly, I mean, there are applications for the mid-sized stuff, but I don't think that general freight hauling. There's the hot shot setup. And that's why you don't see a lot of those pulling goosenecks, and that's why you don't see a lot of those pulling, full blown trailers. That's kind of specific to what they do. Like those are like race car setups and stuff like that. Big toy haulers are like those talking about, the horse trailers and stuff like that. They're specific avenues to where someone could be doing something mid-range like that, but it's so lucrative that they can afford to have a nice, great, awesome, pickup truck that's also a semi. So it's that's what '07 sport chassis are around 60K. Yeah, it's 13 years old. See, I shot Dave just did a video on $15,000 semis. Check it out. I didn't see it, and it's like with the thing with what Dave was talking about. I haven't watched it yet. I will watch it, but there's he's he's trying to send a message, right? And it's just the way you word something will make something make sense. It's like, but I mean, but how it really is and what you're comparing it to, that makes a lot of a difference too. But in order to be fair, I mean, you would legit have to have X amount of this and X amount of that in the same condition, the same circumstance, pulling the same thing, and it's like, okay, now let's see what was what. But I don't know. It's like for trucks that are that old and that cheap, you're basically going to be. How many times will you have to buy it in X amount of years? Been around semis my whole life, and pickups are way cheaper. That's been my experience, but I haven't been doing this forever. Not this side of it, anyway. Mid-sized trucks, you gain braking and GVW, but your insurance goes up, and most ride like log wagons, right? When your fuel mileage goes down, and your cost and service and all that stuff goes up. Also, your setup be non-CDL, or would non-CDL limit the cars you can haul? It would definitely limit the cars I could haul because this trailer's truck GVWR is 14. This trailer weighs 7, so that would put me at 21,000. I'll be able to haul 5,000 pounds worth of cars. That's not even a pickup truck. So yeah, that would definitely limit you big time. I usually run about 33, 35,000 with 3 vehicles on here. How do I feel about semi Mercedes engines? I don't know. I've never had one. What's up, everybody? So ran 2 car on a 350, and I was running at 26K all the time. What am I running now, Jerry? I've got a 350, but this is an enterprise rental. If I were to buy a truck, if I can talk, if I can get, if I can get in with anything, I would do, I would do the 450 and try to toss a few upgrades in it, or I might I would probably pull the trigger on a 550, but that's as high as I would go. All right, see you, Charles. Thanks, man. It will only be a sport chassis. The sport chassis are pretty cool. I do like them, but is it hard to get your own customers? Yes, because anybody running business right now already has their issues covered. So now you're stepping in being like, try me out. And they're like, why should I? And you're like, no. I can haul a couple of cars for you every once in a while, maybe if I'm around. How awesome is that? Give me all your freight now. No, I just don't work like that. Yeah, it takes time, man. Getting your own customers takes a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of patience. Ford or Ram, I don't. It doesn't. I don't know. See you, boys. Some Freightliner sport chassis have a GVWR 19.5. Mercedes engines. Oh, it's Nomadic Brit. What's up, man? See me Detroit. We seem fine to me as I run Cascadia DD13. I've had a DD13, and I had no issues with that engine. Also had a Packard and had no issues with that engine. More cars you haul, the more money you can make. Yes, but the more it costs to haul them. If you're now planning go 4 car. Or 3 doing good enough? It's like yeah. Well, this has the capability of 4 car, but the reason that I can't utilize it as 4 cars because I can't throw out the rear flippers to hold 4 cars or 3 full size pickups because I can't be over 65 feet long because I have a bed. So it just seems like if I just had, you know, figure me for a Pro Max, yeah, the engine that killed the Lone Star or the Pro Star with the hood, whatever they want to call it. Thought you'd say Ram Mega Cab, just like Alex. Yeah, yeah, with a chopped and spliced frame and everything. Ford exhaust on a Ram. Hotshot Haulers does cars. Seems like call him quite often. He actually has a very good customer base too, so he can do that. He's been doing this a while. He also has an enclosed trailer, which makes money. But yeah, he definitely knows what he's doing, and it seems like he operates based on his customers' needs because that's the point he's at. You know, it's he's not trying to he's not trying to make his mark yet. He's made his mark and he's just trying to kind of fulfill the mark that he's made. So he can do that. He's also in the Northeast. Yeah, that's a good point. Afraid of CP4 issues? Me? No, because I mean I've had not had one fuel system issue here, and I've been chasing cheap fuel. I filled up at a place today that probably hasn't had the pump lifted on it for 15 days or so. It's just I don't know about all that. It's I think that if I were to buy one, would I use a little bit of additive? Possibly. Would I use a half a bottle per tank? No, but I would probably add some because I mean, as far as I heard, it's just a lubrication issue. So, but I've not had one, and I've filled up to some sketchy places. So I've not had a single issue with the fuel management system. I idle this truck almost every night. It's idling right now. It's got 61,003 miles on it, and I've not had one single problem. So I don't know about that. That Ram he bought is someone else's project nightmare. He didn't buy it; his investor bought it. 2021 was going back to CP3. If you're running closed, you better have a really good client base. That's expensive. Yeah. You're a constant wind block there with an enclosed trailer. Changed out at 124. Additives cause more issue than just plain fuel. Yeah. Is the rear end issue fixed? The vibration? God no. No, it's just as bad, if not worse. I just quit paying attention to it because nobody wants to fix it, and it's not my truck. $5 just bought it. Yeah, those aluminum trailers are pretty sweet. It's still a three. I was kind of shocked by that it's a three car like that, but I wouldn't question anything he does. He's definitely got this game figured out for what he does. Yeah, I like those trailers a lot. We've seen the new multi-car Diamond C. Slide either wedge. I'm sure you pay for that. I have not seen that. CP3s have higher tolerance for water and less lubricant issues. Plus, the roller lift is different. And lift time. Yeah, see all this stuff. I'm not sure about that. I know what I've read and I know what I've seen and heard about, but like as far as like the mechanics of it all, I don't know. It's and I'm not going to act like I do. I'm really not going to. I just know what I've heard, and I've heard that there's some ways around it, with playing the additive game, but it depends on which additive you add. It's like if it's strictly just for a lubrication basis, that's different, but you want to be very careful with that. And it's like I've actually had issues with additive in a semi because it was fine for the engine, it was fine to keep from anagel just in the winter, but it would gum up your heater if you had the heater lines because the lines were so small that stuff would just sit up there and on top of the tank, and it would end up just gumming it all out. You would have to change your heater, the glow plug in there. It would just burn it up. It'd cook it in carbon. That I do know. I can speak to that because I've changed a few because of that. But Alex did it through a bank loan. I'm not sure. I don't know. I haven't asked. He hasn't said, and he won't. So I don't think CP4 bypass will save them. Still, see, that's what y'all can have that conversation all day. I don't know. You guys talk about it. I'll just watch. Only buy aluminum blades from a dealer. Only time I see when someone's reporting stolen. That makes sense. You go scrap that thing in a heartbeat. I'm at 61K, and they said that don't be looking for a truck anytime soon. So I don't know. This whole back order thing's got everything screwed up with the parameters of the agreement for enterprise with the 60,000. You got two 10Ks and it's 5,200 pounds. That's sick, man. That is so light. Well, when the truck breaks, you'll know what the cause was. Yep. When the rear end explodes, I'll know exactly who to blame. The people that said nothing was wrong with it, and then they can get me another truck. Then at that point, they'll magically find one at that. Apparently, it'd be easier than selling it, Jason. Let's see. We got 59 people watching me talk about nothing. So anybody gonna chime in? I'll start reading comments. Maybe some of the thumb downer on that last video can speak up. 2012 F550 has 80Ks and 500 idle hours. June ran off, shot in the back of the dealership for one reason. They all break down. Yep. That's why I don't. When somebody asks me which truck is the best, it's like it really doesn't matter. It's because they're none are perfect, none are invincible. They all break down and they all break. So it's just how it is. It'd be nice if they would fix them when that happens, but seems like that's the bigger issue, honestly. Why it pays to know people. Take that thumb, stick it up there. Yeah. Worst truck stop you stopped at? Oh, it's closed. Um, oh man, the pilot on the south side of 285. I forgot what road that is. They finally shut that place down. That place was stupid. It's a good way to get trapped because the exit of the truck stop, well, is also the entrance, but it's also the backup for the fuel island that you can't pull forward from, and also the scale that gets jammed up from the fuel island. And the people that place was dumb. If you guys know that pilot, it was on the it's on the very south side of 285, the bypass, and that was such a stupid place. I'm glad it's gone in Atlanta. Southside pilot in Atlanta. Oh no, I've got last I heard they closed it down. Actually, let me see if I can pull it up here real quick. You guys use Trucker Path? Probably. If you don't, you should. This app's great. If nothing else, just reading comments. I'll read some comments about this place if it's still on. Ooh, it's still on here. Hmm. And it's open. Oh, it's on Boulder Crest. That's what it is. On 285 pilot. Let's read this. This is ghetto. What y'all expect it to be like? Yet y'all come through anyway for the ambience. Kicked me out of an unmarked parking spot saying it was reserved. This pilot was on an episode of the first 48. Yeah, that is the worst truck stop I've ever stopped at. Just for everything. It's just that place is just messed up. The older mechanical injection trucks just open oil from your oil change in the fuel tank lubrication. What's up, Victory Lab? Have to floor the truck to climb hills or get on the highway? I don't. Um, I take it easy. I take it easy in this stuff. I really do. Yeah, that's right. Nomadic brick. Yeah, because that's why I know so much about that pilot. I used to go to that. That was your free gated place to stay at night. Yeah, this guy, Nomadic Brit, he's probably been to all the places I've been to. If you haven't watched him yet, I brought him up in a community post, but he pulls a tanker for Schneider, which was actually how I started. That was my first stint as an owner operator, was leasing a truck, through Schneider Finance and pulling a tanker. That's where I got into the tank hauling, and that's exactly what he does still. And his ICA was my ICA, and it's pretty cool. It's cool to watch his channel. He's just starting out with the YouTube thing, but you guys want to know much about tanker, you check that out because I had never seen much about it. Tiger stop between. Oh, you don't like that place? They have like the best boudin ever at the Tiger stop, and that tiger died though. That sucked. Not like he was ever awake when I was there, but he's dead now. So. Much love's on south side of Dayton. Steal your wheels off your truck while you're fueling. That's impressive. Jimmy's on I-10, 100 miles east of Tallahassee. Haven't been there. Usually when I'm on I-10 on that end, I would stop at the oh man, I put it in that video. It's the Busy Bee. Yeah, the Busy Bee in Live Oak. It's crazy. It's like the Buckies that won't let you in. How do I access while traveling hotspots? Tablet. Yeah, I've got a tablet with a phone plan, then I use the hotspot on that. Yeah, oh, is pretty cool. It's just one of those places you just have to see. Like, I mean, it gets kind of annoying and stuff after you've been there a couple of times, and there's really no reason to stop there unless you're gonna spend some money on stupid stuff that don't make you money. But it's cool to see. Flying J in Miami was a joke. Yeah, Busy Bee rules. Yep. You avoid busy bays? Oh no, I'll stop there. Tiger Truck Stop now advertising a camel. What an upgrade. Stupid COVID. Spent money on stupid stuff. Oh, I did too. I'm glad I can't because I'm in a rental truck and nothing in those truck stops fit this thing. So that is great. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. It's some more bad truck stops. Let's see. I spent the money one time and went and saw the thing in Arizona. That was stupid. That was so stupid. Any of you other guys got conned into that one. You get some fuel and Christmas shopping done in one stop. Gotta love it. Yeah. But I know that there's a couple too. Like I said, I haven't been in Texas in a very long time, but there are some that allow trucks in now. But when I was messing around down there in Houston a lot, and just couldn't. They hadn't even built the Baytown one yet. I think they were still starting to build that one, but couldn't go in. No trucks allowed. Any of them. Pilot just outside of Charleston, 3 fuel lanes and 10 parking spots. There's a pilot just west of Knoxville with no parking spots, and I think one diesel lane next to the car island. It's stupid. Oh, what's up, Strong One? This has some seriously huge truck stops, though. Yeah, to go with their 26-foot tall overpasses. You always keep up the good work. So dudes punch out. See you, Fleet Transport. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna make it either. See, Cross Springs, Exxon. Yeah, we're just beating up truck stops now. That's fine with me. Best Boudin place, Billy's Boudin. Yeah, yeah, been there. Yeah, there's some sketchy places. There's some sketchy good places in Louisiana though. Trucks taking 30-minute break in fuel island. Yeah, or showers. That's the best. Pilot off 95 Endure. I don't feel about a hot shot partnership. My friend is putting up all the money and I do all the rest. Get paid as a driver and we share the profits. Um, I don't know, man. That's up to you and your finances. If you want to put in the work, I mean, how permanent is what's the percentage, and how permanent is the agreement? Because I mean, there it'll get to a point to where I mean, you basically just that'd be like paying the bank with a handshake forever. I think I would save up the money, and yeah, I think if the only way somebody's going to pull is initial investment, there needs to be a little bit more going on there besides you doing the lead work for that. So yeah, yeah, the guy below you, the two below you, those are very good comments. Be careful whose hand you pull money out of because that's the one that'll be on top of your head. All right, see you, Dennis, man. Thanks, man. Yeah, no problem, old man. Just be careful with stuff like that, man. Yeah. Oh man, this video won't get monetized, will it, Robert? Do I plan on hiring owner operators or drivers? Not really. I mean, not right now. That's not my. It's fine, man. I don't care. I make my money in this thing. Well, not today, but yeah, I don't pull my revenue off YouTube. It doesn't do enough for that. Do I plan on hiring owner operators or drivers eventually? I don't know if I would want a fleet Um, I don't know if I'd want to like just kind of fleet like the trailers and freight, to for like a 1099 setup. It's more attractive in one aspect, but I kind of know. I mean, there's other issues that you deal with besides having employees, but having employees bring on separate issues that you deal with people that are doing their own thing too. So there's different skin in the game on each side of that. So I don't know which way I would want to go. It depends on what I have to offer that would even necessitate that point. Because as of right now, it's hard enough to keep myself busy. Why in the world would I bring somebody else on that doesn't that I don't have, excess freight to give? It doesn't. You can't promise. At that point, you're literally playing with fire at the expense of another person or family's financial well-being, and that's not something that I'm willing to do. So I will not look into hiring other people or bringing on other people until I have something to actually give them. And that's I'm not to the point to where I've got excess of that that I can't handle myself. So that's where I stand on that. Hauling cash as a driver in is for the holidays. Yeah, that's I was shocked to hear that too. Saw your minute long rant. Take small steady steps. Yeah, that's where I don't want to screw this up, because I have failed in business. I've failed in business twice before, and I'll tell you that. And yeah, I think there's a lot to take away from that to when you see what brings you down and you don't repeat that. So that's I've learned some from that, and it's a you can't blame anybody else but yourself at the end because that was the direction you took. So every single time you start off it's a different path, so you pick up and you move forward. That's all that comes down to. Watch TP. Can't keep drivers. If you don't follow it means you ain't trying. Yeah, somewhat. Hard to keep drivers because they see. Oh, we can't bash TP now. Get old always having TP mention. No. He's the face of Hot Shot, right? We all inspired to be like. So, what we talk about tonight? Truck stops. Somewhat of how this week sucked. My video that nobody liked. Running off low boards, you really don't have the ability to have excess freight. Thank you. Getting a few dealers exclusive to you, have a better crew. Exactly. That brings us back to Hot Shot Haulers. He has made his mark. He now operates his business according to his customers, not in hopes of finding customers here there. No, now he's made his group, so he's sticking to that, which is smart. And he does have excess at this point, and instead of hiring a bunch of drivers and handling that whole ordeal, he has actually teamed up with a broker and is actually brokering out the excess that he can't carry himself. So that's also not a bad way to do it. It is. But, yeah, yeah, that's right. Oh, you guys are funny. Oh, it's crazy, isn't it? 101,000 people love it though. Something. I don't know. I don't get it. So, yeah, no, I figured that out, Robert. I don't think that you were really talking about somebody else. Like watching trains wreck. I watch some compilations of that every once in a while. So, what did we cover? Let's see. So, what's next for me? I don't know. I think I'm just going to try to tough out this winter with cars. I really don't want to hook back up to the freight trailer, but weeks like this really make me consider it. And I don't know though. It's everything else. I mean, all in all considered, but the days I actually worked, I didn't do too bad. Um, it's really it's just the way it's just the way that everything went. You know, it's like when you have some of those weeks and some of those days to where it just mentally wipes the good ones away. Is and that could be short lived. It could be long lived. Just however long you let it bother you, I guess. But really makes you stop and back up and put things into perspective. Or you could be a kid about it and point fingers at everybody else, whatever. But I know that this week, a lot as a lot of things fell apart. And since everything doesn't fall apart, when some of those things fall apart, you have to try to kind of recorrect what was going on because these things that didn't fall apart still need to get done. So now you're trying to pick up the pieces and they're no longer in order. So the bad thing about that is that as you redirect elsewhere to try to kind of clean up the mess, and then that turns into a mess, and this is still sitting back here and you need to get, you're still promised that it just snowballs from there and it just oh man everything just when it all goes wrong, usually some of it goes right and you can kind of correct yourself and get back on track, but god, when it just never stops, it really sucks. It really really does. I mean, it's all still everything I was responsible for is still getting done, but man, the stuff that was going to really just pile the revenue in just didn't happen. Kind of go south, run I-10, 20. Yeah, I could get into Florida easy. I don't know. I don't know what it would look like coming out. I've pulled some. I've played the numbers game down there, and it's not terrible. I might dabble with Florida here in a couple of weeks because I could get down there stupid easy. It's getting out that always worries me, or getting hung there. Like I mean, not hung like with nothing to do, but staying in Florida, running, mid to south and all that stuff. It's like I don't really like hanging out in one state like that too long. All right, have a good one, Jerry. Remember Truck and Travel? I do. South Georgia's hillside, not a piece of land I would want. They're gonna homestead. I think whatever they made a new Facebook page or YouTube page about that. Gotta take the highs with the lows. Oh yeah, I want the highs. I don't want to take the lows, but you do have to. Or you don't have to. I guess you can quit, but actually more upside down than equipment and trouble. I didn't follow it that close. I guess they're doing well now. Sure, the cost of forward just Getting out of Florida took me 2 days this week. Yeah, that sounds like that. Don't feel bad, man. It took me 2 days to get from Oklahoma to Tennessee. Shouldn't have. Well, it actually should have, but there should have been two loads that didn't happen in between all that. So you get me out of Florida with boats. I can't put boats on this truck. Think about hauling cars out of New Mexico. It's a lot of auctions and dealerships. I don't know. I don't pull. I haven't really looked in that far with into the West with vehicles. And to be honest with you, man, I just at this point after dealing with anything, I almost just mentally refuse to go to places where I have to pay extra to drive through their state, like New Mexico, Oregon, and New York. It's just I don't feel like it really. If it gets to the point where I have to, I might, but so I don't know what I think about hauling cars out because I haven't yet and I don't plan to. So I don't want to tell you, bad information. Car hauling been worth it. Looking at swapping our flatbed for a wedge. Um, yeah, yeah. I think they're pretty similar to revenue potential. Um, I think for a 3 car setup and the capacity that I'm limited to without being able to make this, with the overhang that I can't do. Sometimes I think I miss out on a little bit. Um, I think it's neck and neck there. If you stay out, um, I think you can make about as much with a 3 car wedge as you can a 40-foot flat. Same CDL setup and all that, but it seems to be about the same. You have to have a YouTube channel to be a real hot shotter. I think the real hot shotters don't have YouTube channels. Honestly, I think they're way too busy. I've been getting swallowed up, and that's like, I mean, I just don't have, I don't have the time really. I mean, between the route planning and the executing and the invoicing and all the paperwork and the garbage that I got to go through, and it's, I mean, I'm busting, not busting it, but I'm up against my 14 like every day. I mean, it's so many hours and it's not all driving. It's a compilation of the day. I don't have time anymore. It's really hard to make time for this. Um, think about getting a regular home job. I've had a couple of those. Stay out of California. Yeah, I don't go there either. Got some daily hit the grapevine. Yeah, I don't know. I've never been a fan of California. I mean, with the restrictions and 55 miles per hour sucks. I've never enjoyed being in California. Make good money on the 50 kilos. What do you think about South Georgia buying land and maybe quitting? I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand how buying land could finance you for your life. I mean, were they talking about homesteading like they're just gonna like go off grid or whatever? I don't know. I'm not sure. I didn't really watch it like that. You're on the road and you get time to try spending with family, not editing. Yeah, yeah. It'd be nice to talk to my wife every once in a while too. Besides trying to make video, but I can't now because it gets dark so early. Even whenever it's like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm done for the day, and I could actually get out and show you guys. It's dark, unless you want to watch a video through a flashlight. Everybody think it'd be like a POV cop shooting video or something. saying if it was your truck, you'd take off the bed and be able to haul more cars. Uh, I'm not sure if I'm not sure what the I haven't taken the beds off these, but I'm pretty sure. I mean, I know that the restriction comes off without the bed, but you also have to register your truck as a truck tractor, as a TT. Um, but yeah, as a truck tractor CDL setup, you're allowed uh, 75 feet, to whereas in a truck with a trailer, you're allowed 65 feet. In some states, that's different, but they almost all follow. You from the people that I've talked to and actual law enforcement, you and I think it's like that guy with the window tint crap. Um, you conform to the state that your vehicle is registered in. So if those guys, if he, the window tint video that got like over 1 million views or whatever, if he fought that, he would most likely win because you have to be in compliance with the state that you're registered in. That's why you don't get a Missouri license plate when you cross the border. I mean, when it's not like it's stupid. You conform and comply. There's no federal mandate on window tint. So your window tint, it doesn't matter what Missouri likes or don't like or what their laws are for their vehicles. You're not registered in Missouri like that. Yeah, Daniel, you go by your home state only. That's all you can do. You ever think of hiring someone part time to keep up with office work? I'm actually um, teaching my wife how to file that kind of stuff to help out with some of that. But 2 days after we decided to try to do that, she had to become a teacher again because schools closed in Kentucky. So awesome. PT changes tax advantage of being a pickup. Tax advantage of being in a pickup. What what tax advantage? What's the tax advantage from a pickup to a TT if you're a portion? Force equipment laws on vehicles not registered in that state. I'm in law enforcement. There you go. Once again, trucking companies that hire on and run the schools do in Memphis and some other houses easier. Um, I've actually looked in those. There's so many restrictions and red tape in the truck driving school stuff. It's pretty crazy. If anybody's looked into that, can't run over trucks in California. They're not allowed. Yeah, I think it's pre 2010. By 2021, I think your engine has to be built after 2010. Fed mandate is 70% life, so you can't have 30% tint then, or anything under, yeah, under 30%. Remember getting approved to go drive for CST. They were going to put me through their school. Told me when I'd have a Tennessee issued license. Planning for an entire week down to the minute. See, I'm trying to get my wife to that point, but oh man, that's going to take some time because if you don't do this and you haven't been doing this, it's so hard. And I've noticed that with trying to show her some of this routing stuff, um, how and why you plan certain things certain ways, and you know breaking down distance into time instantly, and just knowing it's just so much that I can do at a glance that she would have to look up each aspect to it, and anybody new that didn't know that. And see, that's the thing. coming in with some of these guys that are trying to book loads that never have before. I mean, you're coming in completely green, and it's got to be a little overwhelming. Which she's trying though. But yeah, I think it'll be a while before I get to that point. But man, it would be so nice to have a dispatcher whose revenue would hit the house. Southeast is saturated. Yeah, I noticed that when I was in Georgia with freight. There's so many hot shots down there. It's just hot shot freight just disappeared as soon as it hit the board. Meant that as a question. What'd you ask, Jeffrey? Let's go up. No. As far as I know, no. All it does is depending I think it really changes with how many axles you're actually registering. So and that's kind of where it hit me with the little issue that I have with the state. But no, it's really just a categorization, and you don't even technically have to meet that because I was registered as a TT and this truck had a bed on it. So it was kind of stupid. But no, it's no big tax breaks. It's really just a piece of ink on a piece of paper that could save you a pretty decent fine and being put out of service, for safety. Say freight or cars are more profitable in the Southeast. Um, I'm not sure because I haven't really ran cars in the Southeast. Now I have dabbled some in South Carolina, North Carolina, and cars over there are very easy to find and they pay good. She will get tired of it. Yeah, we're taking baby steps on that. She wants to. I mean, she pesters me about it. So I mean, it's not like I'm trying to make her learn. I mean, it's as she wants to know. So if she stops asking, it won't be brought up again because I'm not gonna force anything like that. Be hard on anyone unless it was something they enjoy doing. Yeah, it's great. I always loved it. She loved the money we made, but it took its toll. Yeah, yeah. When things don't go right, man, it's easy to get defeated and upset and start fights and all that fun stuff. So is 2020. It's good role model of that. But I am out of coffee and I am tired. And I think that I'm gonna put a knife in today's throat and make it be over. So thanks guys for hanging out. And I hope I answered some questions. Enjoyed shooting the bull with you guys tonight. And I will I'm gonna try to put a few things together. And I thought in my head and see now here's kind of the stupid thing about this, and it's something that I don't really give a damn about, and I'm sure you people don't either, but I see it all the time. And I was thinking in my head, I was like, oh, I hit 60,000 the other day. I could do a 60K review on my truck. Who cares? Nothing has happened to this truck except the rear end. And it's like, what am I gonna say? Oh, my console's dirtier than it was when I got it, and my tires are worn 60,000 miles. The truck's fine. I said I've had no fuel system issues out of it. It's running right now. It started today. That was cool. It's running out of def because I haven't put any in it. So I mean, is it doing anything weird? No. The back end isn't fixed because they didn't fix it. So it still has a vibration. I don't know what caused it because they couldn't replicate it. Um, but as far as that, it's the same thing. 60,000 miles. It's a truck with 60,000 miles on it. So would a Ram be the same? I don't know. Probably. I'd like to find out. So we'll see what happens with that. But we'll see what happens. So yeah, this has it on there. A couple of things I was gonna try to piece together is kind of a good comparison now that I've got some data under my belt on this. Of a real true crystal clear cut of cars versus freight since I have actually done both. I can give you guys my take on cars versus freight, and it's not going to be biased because I love cars. Because I'll be honest with you right now, I think that as close as it is, I think that you can make more money piecing the freight together than you can cars. I think, but the cars are easier to piece together. So it's a fight there. So that's why I kind of draw a line in the middle. But I can do like a pretty good comparison, especially for like startup costs, for equipment and licenses and stuff like that, and the registration and all that, insurance and stuff. That hits the car side pretty good, but equipment hits the flatbed side pretty good. So that was one video I thought about making. Um, I don't know. Sometimes I need to start. I tell you what, I need to start keeping reminders, like just kind of recording reminders, because I'll think of something while I'm driving and it just goes away because I get a phone call or I arrive at my destination. I spend all the time in the rain unloading cars and loading cars, and then I forget. I don't know. It just all goes away. It's my mind's just a mess all day. So we'll see. Do a 60K review, make it 16 seconds. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll start doing sub 2 minute videos on everything. Everything. That'll be my niche. We'll find it there. Vlogs are the best. I like doing the vlogs, but they don't get watched that much, I've noticed. So I did enjoy them. I'll probably still do some. It just I don't think it'll kind of be more of like a and since I'm not doing so many of them, I might just like start compiling like bits and pieces of a week. Um, I've thought of some ways to get more creative to try to get you guys content more often without me actually starting to put things together. And I don't like scripting stuff. I hate the way that sounds. I tried doing that at the very beginning because I was I wasn't comfortable with the camera right away and all that. But I mean, I would rather and I wasn't good at editing. So now I just kind of, just talk and just cut the stupid parts out, me and all the uhs and ums and me trying to think about what to say next and all that. So, let's see. Ford's Crush, yeah. You guys want a 60K? Use the bottle again. Yeah. Do a 60K, make it 15 seconds. Coffee review. Oh, God, I could do one of those. Coffee's my game. Become the hated hotshot. Own it. Yeah, I'd be all right with that. Review the auctions, where to go, who to talk to, flag down people invest. I did an auction video. I don't guess it was very thorough, but it's hard to be hot. Some auctions are chaotic, big time. Drop some nice knowledge in them. Yeah, I mean, I try to explain a whole bunch of stuff. Um, for a GoPro headset while you're loading cars. I've thought about getting one of those. I really have. And especially when I was doing like the chain and when I was trying to show like the securement videos and stuff like that, I really needed like one of those um chest mounts. I think that would have been a lot better because like some of the camera angles, especially when you're on a trailer or the ground's all muddy underneath you or whatever, it's just like I don't know, it just kind of sucks. Good night. Go buy yourself a mountainside. I need a mountain. Just tie wrap the camera on. You can use bungees. They secure stuff in the back of your truck. Out of Trigg County, neighbors waiting on my authority right now on advice. Kentucky running on CDL. Keep up the good work. Um, Out of Trigg. Well, I've got some trail cameras set up over there in LBO. It's tie wrap. Fishing channels are almost all chest mounts. Budgets are for tires and yeah, right. I want to be a pro so bad. Start breaking my stuff more. Say it was on purpose. Non CDL and my cars are freight? Question mark. What? I think you missed a word there. 94. Or you use Velcro on tire. Just throw some shop rags on it. Get them wet. You gonna buy your next truck or get another rental? I don't know. It depends. It depends on what time looks like at that point. Time, cash flow. Because I mean, I'm due for my contract renewed in no yeah, my contract 6 month the 6 month period started in September. So I've got till like the end of March. So by that time, I surely should be swapped in another truck by now. I mean, of course, I could come out of the contract, but I don't know. It's just it'll depend on what the money situation looks like, and take it from there. But if I'm gonna buy what I want. So it's not gonna be some impulse rush. Can't haul but one car if you're not on CDL. Yeah, that's pretty true. There are some instances to where you can get two cars. Um, but I mean, they're gonna have to be cars. You're not really gonna get into like the larger SUVs or pickup trucks, which tend to pay better. Ain't no Piglet really got 41K for that Dodge. No, I even said in the video. That's why I actually called him out on Instagram for that. It's just clickbait, man. It sold for 41, but then he said 42 or 44 in the video that it sold for on eBay. But that was a bum deal, so he started calling people, and some guy offered him 11, and he took it. So yeah, 11,000, and that's what he said. So you know, whatever you put value on that, take it for what it is. I mean, he just said like earlier this year that CarMax offered him like 14 for it when he still owed more than that. So I don't know. It's not my issue. But if it was worth 14 at the beginning of the year and it's been caught on fire and whatever else since then, sure. I don't know. Yeah, it was. Wants him to know what not to do. Yeah, that's good advice. My Tolly on YouTube does one car with an F-150 EcoBoost. Huh. Check that out. Fritz, man, you're like, you know everything. Fritz knows a lot. You could do. You should put out some videos on just stuff you know, man. Epic. You guys are in it tonight. I guess I forgot. Yeah, I'm actually working. It's Friday night. It's probably what everybody's drinking and feeling good tonight. And I'm sitting here in Thornton's parking lot waiting to unload two of these cars tomorrow and put 2 more on it. Guess I forgot what day it was. But on that note, guys, I am going to get ready to go to bed and try to finish putting out this fire that's been started all day long. It's actually lasted like 4 days. This just shit week. Absolute shit. So just stuck in Boise. Yeah, TQL is good for that, ain't they? That I don't miss at all, man. So yeah, it was good hanging out with you guys tonight. And thanks for the laughs. I needed that. I really, yeah. This was a good outlet there. This was fun times. I appreciate that, everybody. And thanks for following me. I know the channel's been kind of dying a little bit, but it looks like I got some good diehards here. So we'll stay on here. I'll keep putting stuff out for you guys. The guys that don't like it, what do you want me to do about it? I can only be me. So we'll catch you guys next time.